What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Playhouse.
Fact.
Tonight, you see it's an empty chair right there, but don't worry, that chair gonna get filled in just a second. But tonight, we got none other than Jay in the building,
Salute.
and tonight we got a special guest. We got my boo Butter. Butter Styles is in the building tonight. Say what's up, baby. Book Butter Styles. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about self-preservation.
Facts.
Self-preservation is absolutely positively important, and we want to make sure that you guys know all about self-preservation. So we're going to be stirring up some of the ingredients that go into self-preservation.
Yeah, because especially if you came up where we came from,
Yeah.
self-preservation was definitely a prerequisite. Feel me? You wouldn't be here today coming from West Baltimore and some of the trenches that we come from
Yeah.
without learning how to,
Without having some real self-preservation.
real self-preservation.
Absolutely.
We're gonna talk about outside, inside, mental preservation, physical. We're gonna try to touch all bases.
Chiming on it all.
Right.
Chiming in on it all. If you don't know what self-preservation is, tonight is the night you need to get your notepad out because we're gonna get you all the ingredients you need. Now we just want to try to get everybody to be able to see us from all platforms. And right now I am not seeing us on the U to the two.
Right. So take this time to like.
Oh,
share,
okay. Oh, but we live. Okay, so we just got clarification. So here comes none other than I can't even do a good drum roll.
It's not necessary.
It's not.
You don't do that.
I couldn't even get it anyway. I was trying to get it real good, but I couldn't even get it anyway. We got Brother Jolly.
Okay, there. Peace and blessings.
It's the hey there. But you know what? You look like a hey there tonight. You really do. Don't he, Jolly? Don't he look like a hey there? Hey there. How are you? How are you? How is everything going? So tonight, Jolly, Jay, Butter, we need to give everybody some ingredients for self-preservation. And I'm gonna just go ahead and start us off with the very number one self-preservation, the number one ingredient that I believe everybody should have in self-preservation, which is self-awareness. Because if you are not self-aware of who you are, what your needs are, your likes, your dislikes, what irritates you, what frustrates you, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what's good for you, what's not good for you. If you are not self-aware, then it's hard for you to even have self-preservation. Because what are you really preserving? What you preserving if you
Definitely ain't talking about just existing out here.
okay? And it's a lot of people that are just existing, just existing. So tonight we're definitely going to be talking about self-awareness. I mean, we're going to be giving that. That's my number one ingredient. Put that in your bag. Self-awareness. Become self-aware of who you are, what you want, and and your needs. Like, what are your needs?
And what is self-preservation to you? Like, what does that mean to you?
Yeah. So okay, come on. Now, who want to roll with it so I can go ahead and do a little real quick.
That's fine. I'll jump right into it.
There we go. Go ahead, brother Jolly.
My personal definition. You need some other word?
Not yet. But I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
So my understanding is of self-preservation is to focus on self. It doesn't matter in what it is you're doing, whether it's a personal life, whether it's in the business, it's out in the streets and stuff like that. You got to focus on yourself, and that translates to me as I'm gonna always pick me before I pick you. Believe that. Like it's always gonna be a me.
Think that was some selfish shit.
It ain't.
But it really isn't.
No, like it sound like it, but
It do
sounds like
human nature for it when it comes down to it. It's really
harsh though when you say it.
it do. It's always
I hear you say it.
that could be it too, but it's always got to be me over you. Like people think that okay, even like when you jump into relationships and stuff like that, yo, you gonna jump into a relationship, but I'm still gotta be me. I can't give up myself
Yeah.
for the sake, and I refuse to give up myself for who I am for the sake of what somebody thinks and what they feel. Now, wow, you should take some of that into consideration. At the end of the day, yo, this relationship isn't the end all be all for me, meaning like I still have to go out there and I still have to, want to eat healthy, whether you want to eat healthy or not. I
Yeah.
want you to eat healthy, but I need to focus a lot of that energy and that attention on me
Mm-hmm.
before I give any of that.
So can I jump ship real quick? Just
Yeah.
for 5 seconds, I'm jumping ship.
Huh.
Last week, one of the questions that I was unable to throw out here to all of us was why stay in a unhealthy relationship if you're unhappy? Why do you stay? And we talked about this in a past show, but the person asked twice. So I was like, okay, we're gonna talk about it. But I with what you just said as far as having self-preservation, I personally feel like it is a very selfless move to be in a relationship that you are unhappy in and you are hurting yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually every day that you decide, I'm going to stay in this relationship and I know I'm unhappy. I know um, and unhappiness, you know what? Another thing, I just am curious to the person who asked the question, like, what does unhappiness look like to you? Because sometimes we be thinking people unhappy because we all know some people that are in relationships that we might feel like they unhappy in. But if a person stays for a long time, maybe that is their self preservation.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Well, whoever asked that question, if it don't get answered here, hit me up because that's been part of my life story, being in situations that didn't really benefit me or it wasn't fulfilling me in the ways that it should have. And it's simply because sometimes you think that the problem is so black and white that the person will eventually see it and change. You feel me? You just think, okay, it's all you gotta do is flip this switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and things will be right.
But that has to have a time.
I really feel like that's self-preservation.
No, that's the opposite.
That's the opposite.
That's the
That's
the
yeah, you
You
should.
deserving them.
Yeah, you're preserving somebody else and giving your energy to somebody else. And I think you should be your top priority. That's self-preservation. You being your top priority. You know, you can help and things like that. You shouldn't. I don't feel like you should be stuck in that like type of situation.
So do you think that is it a form? Because I just said about how your words were kind of harsh when you be like, I come first, right? Like, I'm going to choose me every time. If you are in an unhealthy relationship and and maybe you should leave the relationship, is it hard to hurt somebody else's feelings, to preserve their feelings over yours? Is that why
Well,
people say?
let me respond to that in a couple. There's two sides of that coin, right? And one side of this, the unhappy person could be sticking in it because they don't want to walk away because of the perks of being in a relationship. Remember,
Mm,
a lot of people see perks of a relationship, and I hate to come at y'all this way, but it's mostly women, and then it's the
mm.
feminine. I think it's the women, and then I think it's the over feminine guys who are, because as a man, it's nothing wrong with with crying, right?
Mhm.
But as a man, it's also a certain level of decorum that you got to have, and I hate to use this word too, certain level of pride that a man should have.
Yeah.
Meaning, you shouldn't be running around displaying qualities of a female on a regular basis, always running around crying, always getting emotional, always getting angry. Like you tapping with you can go camping with us on one of these camping trips. But
At Papoose.
so so I feel like that in a situation like that, that because and I'm just when I say women, I'm just talking about the relationship aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about, oh well, yeah, I got a man and stuff like that. And then also one of the other perks of it is some women and men enjoy the fact that, because it's kind of like what we was talking about the other week or whatever, when you say, okay, well, he's taking care of a kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy who's going to play the role of being a household. So I mean, house nigga, so that he don't have to go out there and do man type stuff.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Talking
saying?
about somebody else said that.
Yeah, it's kind. I'm saying it's kind of going to what we were saying last week is when we're talking about the prepared food situation.
Oh, right,
So
right.
you got some guys, some women who have these perks to staying in a relationship. And then the other side, I'm gonna give you yours, brother. On the other side, you got guys and women who be like, yo, yeah, I'm unhappy, or you unhappy, or you constantly displaying that to me. I'm biding my time. That's what you don't realize. So while you over there and you supercharged up with being unhappy, I'm over here planning my great escape. You see, it go back to the mind thing.
Yeah.
See, people be sitting back thinking that everybody got their feelings tied into things, and a lot of times, for guys, speaking for myself, we can detach ourselves so goddamn well on a mental aspect
I believe it.
that a woman will never even think that that's what's going, because a guy keeping up with doing this, keeping up with doing this, you think that he's still attached, and the reality of it is he's not. A
Yeah.
female, unfortunately, a lot of them have their heart still in it, regardless of what that nigga doing.
Yeah.
But the whole time, the nigga is on emotionally, and right now he's just playing on the mental aspect of being in a relationship so he can make his great escape.
Note that in your books, ladies. Note that in your books. And like, no, real spill. Because sometimes you may not know that he's checked out, but he's checked out. So pay attention. Pay attention, because self-preservation is also being aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
You about to say something?
Okay, well, you remember we were talking about this earlier about making a list of like what you want, you know?
Yeah.
So with that, like
I get that, because what we were talking about earlier with like actually writing down like your wants, like even down to the smallest detailed things. Sometimes we are looking for the bigger picture, and we feel like we're not getting enough when we don't have what the bigger picture. But if we write down like some of the smaller things like that are our wants and our desires, and gradually allow ourselves to get to it,
and like
even
yeah. Then
Yeah.
yeah.
She's teaching me to be okay with like the little things as opposed to just seeing the big things. Because I'd be like, man, ain't nobody help me with shit, and then she'd be like, well, mom, actually, if you look at you look at the
Yeah.
fact that I'm actually riding with you right now, helping you with this photo shoot, this whole thing, and I'm like, you know what, it's really good.
That's
Good,
still
good.
you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Do that even as planning teaches us. It's for how to I can't show it, but the name of the soil. But even in the soil, it talks about like actually it's a couple soils in the Quran that talk about that, but one of the soils that talk about um pretty much, you know, for every and don't nobody quote this. Oh, he said this.
Yeah, don't quote her.
Yeah. But
Just listen.
it's pretty much it's rarely along with every hardship is a relief, and then it
Yeah.
repeats that ayah again. It says rarely again with
Oh,
every
yeah.
hardship there is a relief.
Yeah.
And you know, some translate over as true relief. Look, for every hardship is a relief, but then you also take it back a little bit into the Quran, and you got Surah Man where it talks about I mean not Surah Man, but it talks about which of the favors of your Lord will you deny. And then
Yeah.
I'll later learn another translation of that, which is which of the favors of your Lord will you lie about. So is the like she's saying, like we gotta take these small things and be like, you know what, I'm thankful for this because it could be this, or you know, I'm happy for this, it could be that, or whatever. But to bring that back around or whatever, um, I've spoken with guys, and that's why I mentioned myself. I'm like, you know, because it's the conversation that I'm having with guys, whatever. And a lot of times, you know, women will think that she flipping like this and dipping like this and she doing this or she held him down on that and stuff like that. And in reality, guys have checked out.
Yeah.
But some guys are still living the life of on the mental side is not an adult by not coming to her and saying, look, I checked out. And then some guys have done that and women are just simply in denial. So the guy like, okay, F it. I'm gonna keep doing this since you don't want to accept it. And then when you look at it from the sister side, because I have a cousin who's not Muslim, and I'm very close with her, and she tells me that, I hear you, but women are like that too.
Yeah,
Women
I'm
do detach and
listening
be
to what you're
like,
saying, and I'm
okay.
thinking like, women do the same thing, which is why, like you said, planning that great escape. You know, a woman,
They do it more than we do.
there's a situation where a woman, husband bought a house, had a good job, bought a house, a car, like, made sure that she had comfortable living quarters, and she really didn't have to do much. But because she felt like he was working too much, is he out here cheating? What, I don't know what's going on.
Shout out to my little bro.
Yeah, okay, oh, okay. So because of that, she just up one day. He came home from work, and literally the moving trucks must have pulled up when he pulled off for work, because when he came home from work, she was gone. And that is a situation that stays in my mind a lot, because I always think about, like, for most of us women, we look to have security. I just did a whole show talking about how giving up men, for me, meant I had to give up that desire to be taken care of, to be provided for by a man. Like, I joked about giving up the D, but it was really more about
The energy.
the energy, the
Yeah.
everything, because that's a whole lot that you give, that to give up. And for women, when you get that, when you have a man that is a man, that is bringing home the money, like making sure that you are not just financially taken care of, but securing you with a place to live, a nice place to live, a nice car to drive, but you still want more. I believe those are the situations where, and not just women, because maybe there's men like that too. Because as women, sometimes women, we be taking care of men, and we be like, dang, we giving you everything. Why? Like, dang, you don't even have to do much. Why don't you? Why you still want to leave? But it's because of the lack of self preservation, self healing, self awareness. Sometimes we get lost, so lost in what we want and what we think we should have, that we don't even pay attention to what we do have in front of us. Which is why I love what my daughter said earlier about taking time to acknowledge the little things, which, let me say thank you so much, because I literally just was on the phone with you and like, hey, do you think you could come and be my creative director today? And you immediately was like, yes. And yeah, and I appreciate that. I just want to say thank you, because I didn't say thank you earlier.
She taught me to be grateful.
Yes.
For the little things too, like, yeah.
So I appreciate that, because that's important. But in relationships, I feel like those relationships fail mostly when somebody is feeling lack of appreciation. But sometimes you gotta appreciate yourself. You gotta love on yourself.
And you gotta know what you actually deserve.
Yeah, and
Yeah, do you really deserve what you desire?
oh, and do you deserve what you desire? You know that down in the comment section.
If you second think about
Yeah, put some work in, like
You deserve what you desire, because have you put your work in?
yeah.
And not even just, and because we're talking so much about self-preservation, not even just in a relationship. Like, did you put your work in to deserve of the man that you desire or the job that you desire? But did you put the work in within yourself to get to that place? Like,
that's the part. That's a part of it. Putting the work in. That's the
it
part.
really is.
That's another one. We should put like points on this list.
How many jump some all the ingredients, and I should have
You are the ingredient.
So then it's gonna go back to you and how you value yourself, and it's gonna go back to, if you remember last week when you asked on the show about how do you feel about going after a woman that make more than you. Yo, if you feel like you that guy,
Yeah,
you're that guy.
you're that.
It's this thing that, and some people read, they may not have. You have it.
No, I don't.
Oh my God, I was talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's not cute.
And that is out of because I was looking like, but I think it was in Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it's a skill that I've just constantly used throughout life. And while I may not go crazy with this particular skill, but it's a good skill to take in life. Because we're talking about, like you said, like, do you deserve this? Like, okay, You think you think that you're the shit, but you actually may be some shit. You're not the
No,
shit.
real spill, holy spill.
You might be some shit, and because you have this notion, and you have people around you and stuff like that, be like, yo, no, it's just not like you need those true people around you, like yo, maybe, and then because you have to work on yourself. So I'm gonna say two things real quick. The first thing is that I took over 20 plus was um if you walk in a store, it's about the mentality. If you walk in a store and you see something and you want it, most people won't walk back out like I ain't got enough.
Mm-hmm.
But if you change your mentality up, you walk in that store and you see something and you ain't got enough, you like, you know what? I need to figure out a way how to get this. How can I afford this? What steps do I have to do exactly? What steps do I have to do?
The negative thing towards
Positive,
it.
think positive, think positive, think
Yeah.
positive.
Oh my gosh,
So
it's
then,
an echo for me right now. Okay, literally.
so then, when you look at the other side of that, people think that okay, I know I'm like this because
Mhm.
this is how I am. And it's like, yo, you really not that person. Like you're really not. Like you really need to tap into your own self.
Yeah, go for it.
I was listening to this joint, and the guy was saying, how can you tell the difference between a healed person and an unhealed person? Now we tapping into the mental health. The response was freaking astounding, and it was simple. An unhealed person, when criticism comes their way, they're going to do like this to defense. A healed person, when criticism comes their way, they're going to do like this. Because they're humbling themselves to say, okay, maybe there's something I need to work on. Or, you know what, maybe you're right.
What if it's unfair criticism?
Unfair criticism.
But see, that's the thing. When people come at you, you as an individual got to know how to be like,
Facts.
whatever.
So
Like,
you know what? And I was just like, I'm praying to get to that space, right? I think maybe I need to go and be with the monks, okay, and like become one with my Zen again or something because I get what you're saying, and you're right. Like for me, if somebody comes at me with some criticism that is unfair and is untrue, depending on who it is, honestly, and I guess that's what it is also, like the energy, the situation, because some things I can honestly just be like, okay. But other things, like I'm immediately waiting till you finish talking because I'm respectful. Waiting till you finish to just be like, no, let me let you know how wrong you are. Like let me put you on your page. You know, I mean, y'all probably see me do that on the recipe a couple times. But I get what you're saying.
doesn't have like does everything deserve?
Not everything.
No, that's why I said that's why I said it honestly depends on
The situation.
the situation and who it is and what it is talked about. But if it's something that is like hitting a nerve for me, because for me, now this is real spill, and this is another one of the ingredients that I'm gonna put into this bowl that I am with this invisible bowl. Another ingredient for self-preservation for me is to not hold anything in. I've held so much in my life, and I've spent a lifetime being in fear of like what are they gonna think? What are they gonna say? I've been talked about. I'm still being talked about. I've been lied on. I've had people try to, destroy my character. And I've had those things happen. So for me, it's a PTSD thing. It's a press of the button. Like for me to hold something in and I know it's not true. No, I'm gonna need to get that out because I spent a lifetime letting people say what they want about me. I'm going. And I think that's another. No, I don't think. I know that's another reason why I am so out loud. Like I had to do a show called "Giving Up the." You know what I'm saying? I tell people but it makes me feel good. Yeah, and not only that, like it feels good for me to tell my story. It feels good for me to know that you heard it from my mouth, not somebody else's. So no, I don't have to, but do I want to? Yeah, because it's a part of my self-preservation because it makes me feel good. Like Monique say, like when you be cussing, like I like the way it tastes. Like I like the way that feel because what I don't like is I don't like to have to defend myself. So I don't even have to defend myself when somebody says something. So I think that's another reason why I said like it's depending on the situation and the person, like whether or not I feel like I have to defend myself and if somebody's saying something, because I'm already I'm giving you the narrative. Like you getting all of me via social media and everything else. And if you meet me in person, you're gonna get all of me. So there's no need for me to even defend myself. I love when people say, "Oh, I heard this, but girl, I know you." Exactly. Like, oh girl, I heard this, but says impossible. Like she's not that. Like because I know you. Like I see you. Even people that don't know me personally. Like so I like that. Like I like to be able to create my own narrative, and I don't feel like I have to defend myself all the time. But if somebody is pressing a button, and I feel like no, if I don't say anything right now, if you were to say something right now that would hurt my feelings, I could choose to not say anything. And as my baby Butter would do, take the higher road. Don't feed the energy.
No, I
Don't
get
give
you.
energy.
Like say what you need to say when you want to say it. Like, but it's up to you. Like, is that what you want? Is that what? And that might be what you want. Like to let it all out, or to take the high road. That's up to you. Whichever one.
I
And
mean,
it depends on the situation. You know.
and that's what I'm saying. Like I can agree with those components or whatever. Just kind of like what you said, like whatever is an unfair criticism, and I just don't like you said. I mean, it's always going to be somebody that's always gonna, you know what I mean? And oh yeah, okay, I agree. Certain situations
Right.
you do be like, but when it comes to criticism, is what I'm talking about. I don't really have too many.
For yourself. You can say that.
Yeah, I don't really have too many situations where somebody in my inbox or they see me like, oh, well, let me talk to you about this. Like they may say something about something else, but about like it's kind of like I don't have that. So that may come from too because I remember I don't know if it was the show last week or whatever. It was something recent though, and you was like, well, maybe I talk too much. I'm not saying you do. I'm saying people view you, people view of me, people view of your daughter, people view of Jay, stuff like that. They have different views.
Yeah.
So maybe it's because um you give that for some reason that somebody want to fuck around and find out. So I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing because it doesn't come to like it's only maybe three people, that had, made a comment or whatever, in the beginning of this and stuff like that. But outside of that, that's like people we know. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, but now I've overheard people talking about it, but people have never came and like, yeah, I just wanted to let you know and da-da-da. So it's like, I don't know, maybe you're approachable and people want to really find out. Real talk, because not everybody is that person. It's not about
Yeah.
you gangster, you not gangster, you will slap somebody, you won't slap somebody, because you give off a different energy. Like, okay, your connections and my connections, they may be one and the same. They just your connections go this way, my connections go that way. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter, whatever. But we move differently.
Yeah.
So people approach you, give you constructive criticism, or like Jay said, unfair. You
Yeah.
know, maybe that's what you present to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas though I don't.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, people might just look at her as passive. I don't know, whatever, because everybody has a different perception of
Yeah.
everything. You know the meme that they had a while ago where I think all the birds was facing one way and they were on a log and one of the birds was facing the opposite direction. And the over top it said sometimes you have to change your perspective because that's sometimes what it is or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes you gotta help people change their perspective.
I mean,
Teachable moments.
yeah.
So and everything is
But that's
even
about
right now.
preservation. I ain't teaching nobody shit.
See,
Like enough.
But look at you. But no, even in this moment, like what all of us are bringing to this conversation is a teachable moment. Not even, and even for me, like it's a teachable moment because literally what Butta said earlier in the car, you just said it again, and you didn't even know about that conversation. And for me, I needed to receive it more than once, and God knew I needed to receive it more than once. I like because like real spill because I was so emotional and like upset earlier when I heard it. I heard her and I received it, but I still was in my feelings, and it wasn't until we were riding here that I was like letting it really settle in. So now it's like that my spirit is calm. Because sometimes that's another thing, like criticism, it has to be given in a moment where somebody can really receive it because we're not gonna always receive things if we upset and we're in our emotions and in our feelings. And you got and in relationships, you gotta know your mate. Like you have to know, not even just in relationships of being like intimate relationships, but in friendships, mother daughter, father daughter, you got to know your people so that you can understand, like, you know what? I see his eye twitching right now. I'm not going to tell him right now. I'm going to tell him a little later on because I really want to tell him, but I don't want to tell him right now because I want him to be able to receive what it is I have to say. Right. And even though, like I just said, a part of my self preservation is saying what I'm thinking, saying how I'm feeling. Sometimes you got to be selfish too, and you got to be selfless. I'm sorry too, and you got to know, okay, even though that might make me feel good to say this right now, it might not make that person feel good to say that right now. You know what I mean? I had to stop myself, and thankfully we got to our destination, but I had to watch myself and the things that I was saying earlier in my vent mode to my daughter because I also didn't want her to receive a lot because I don't know what she got going on right now. I'm over here talking about I'm jumping off a bridge. She might have been in her head like, well, actually, I was thinking about jumping off a bridge too. So now I done fed that energy. So sometimes we gotta be careful of what it is that we're putting out into other people because we all going through things. We're all going through things. We're all enduring things. And it's just important that even when you're having self-preservation, that you also think like, okay, how is this going to affect somebody else? Like that God said going statement. Somebody must have said that to me and pissed me off because I keep rolling back to it. Like, oh, I'm gonna pick me first every time. Like, what? Like, and I don't get to pick me first every time, but I'm learning that I do matter and I need to pick me.
To pick you. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like I have to, like, cause I'm like, dang, but I'm picking everybody else. But no, I matter too. Like this right here is a I matter situation. Everything we see around us is an I matter situation, and it took a long time for me to get to this, but I matter, and that's another ingredient. Put it in your box. I matter. That's a part of your self preservation, making sure that you know that you matter because sometimes you may think that you don't matter. Like maybe sometimes you might think that don't nobody really care. Like, oh, you matter. So what's an ingredient that you like to add to the pot?
An ingredient that I think, let me see.
Y'all was first start walking.
Fact, I think I was there.
Okay, an ingredient. Wait, can you remind me the question? What's the question that the person
Self
asked?
pressure. Oh,
The person asked last week
Staying in an unhappy relationship.
Oh, is
Why
it?
you stay in a
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Well, we said putting yourself first. What do we got? We did that, and then we said listen what you want. Um,
know yourself.
Know
know
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, definitely know yourself.
I'm having a brain fog.
It's still going to go back to self-preservation at the end of the day
Yeah.
because that's really what it boils down to. I mean,
Oh,
like,
I like that. Yeah. What we talked about earlier. I just
yeah,
not to me. Standing up for yourself when needed. I remember that one that we was talking about earlier. Yeah, I think that's an important one.
Unapologetically standing up for yourself. Because
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, even when we stand up for ourselves, we be still trying to like be apologetic. Women, not men. I never heard a man be like, "Listen,
some
I'm
men,
sorry.
yo,
I'm
some men,
sorry. I'm
some,
saying it like this."
some
But
men,
Depends on who you talking to.
some men, and that's why I made the statement
I
earlier.
believe that.
Yeah.
I'm not
You give
coming
no
for guys.
perspective of men. I promise you.
I'm not coming for guys at all, but some men are like that or whatever.
Yeah.
Whether or not you agree with them or not, but you got some. I was talking to a guy. He's literally old enough to be our great grandfather or whatever, and I was having a conversation with him, and I'm talking to him, and as he was talking, he was producing that energy of, yeah, because I'm gonna do this and I'm like looking at him like, bro, like, just slow down, like it's okay. And again, because some people, from elder people, they like to be, what's the term I'm looking for? Older people, they like to be on the move. They don't want to sit down. Stop trying to sit down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm looking like, bro, like,
Because they trying to hold on to their independence.
that's what I'm saying. And I'm like, bro, like, you need to sit down with her, but that's
Yeah.
also some women that do that, older women. But the guys, oh no, I got it. And I'm like, well, do you need me to take you? And they like, nah, I got it. And I'm like, all right, you know what? You want to do your thing, whatever. But it's I'm telling you, it's a pride thing, and with a woman, it's some women are just in relationships just for the image of saying, my relationship didn't end, like I didn't split up with this nigga or whatever and stuff like that, whatever. Because here's a question, real talk. What makes you a good woman?
Dun, dun,
What
dun.
makes me a good woman? Mm.
Now,
To the topic. What? How does this have to do with the topic?
we're still talking about what we're still talking about self.
No, like,
We're still talking about self. So we're still talking about
Self-preservation.
self-preservation.
You
So how can you? Okay, I jump in a relationship with you. How are you telling me that you're a good woman, or what is it about you that you're saying, okay, this makes me a good woman? Because in a relationship, I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, all right, I'm coming in a relationship, I got this going on, I got this going on, I got this going on. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And you're not really doing, like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not saying you got to help me build this table, and I'm not saying that you have to have a table of your own. But I'm saying, if I'm holding us down for the most part in this relationship, and it's been gaslight for 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, or whatever the case may be, and you're sitting here and you're like, yo, I'm a good woman, you just gotta da da da. Like, I guess this goes back to that timeline you mentioned.
It does. And I just want to say, as far as self-preservation goes for you as a man, even having, if not just you or whoever, because we're hypothetical right now.
Right.
So if a man is holding a woman down, and the woman is gaslighting, and he's like, well, I'm doing everything and she's not, like, to me, it is important for you, again, being self-aware about you, like what you want, what you desire, and you sticking to that. Like, just like a goddamn vision board. You feel me? Like, you put your vision board up. Listen, this is what I want for us.
Yeah.
You
I think it has to do with what you.
Yeah, because a lot of
like,
times
what are you looking for?
yeah, because if we
that's
if
what
we
you
putting
got.
if we're putting it on, if I'm putting it on her, we got a dream together. Our
Yeah, it has
dreams
to be.
our
It
dreams
has to be a
match,
thing.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And this real Spill Holyfield. Like, we have goals and dreams.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like.
Go ahead.
Like,
Yeah. Go ahead.
right? Even though I know we sat down and put this dream, this plan together of where we want to be, and I'm working towards it. I'm doing stuff. I see her doing her thing on her own end. Without, I could be mad that she's not pouring into this cup the way I think she should pour into this cup, and just be angry with it. Or I could be like, I took it upon myself to be like, you know what? I'm going to do everything I can to still, and this is a relationship too, even though it's not
No,
it's a relationship. I'm not even. I see her moving a certain way. I see she got a lot going on, but I'm still going put nail to wall and make sure we got the flower wall. You feel me? I'm still going to do that without even looking to her to be like, well, when are you going to jump on shit? Because I know that we have a plan, but I give her grace.
Yeah.
And I'm giving her time and I'm being compassionate. And I know that's a woman's perspective, but I'm just saying in any relationship, I feel like you have to give it, because we're, even though we got the same, like we love the fact that our minds are like so in sync and we have the same type of plan and dream for our future and what we want to.
And that could be an
but we're at two different paces.
Yeah.
We move in two different paces, and I'm having my moments. She gonna have her moments. My financial status could be one thing. Her financial status is something else. So even though in my mind I'm like, sometimes I might be like, well, dang, when she gonna jump to the ship? I'm not. I don't even think like that because I already know like she cares about the ship.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to be in the ship, and she just has to. I'm just waiting for her to get all the way on the ship with me so we can sail off. But I'm not putting a timeline on it. But when it comes, but this is a different type of relationship. But that's why I say for me, for my self preservation, I had to still take moments and sit down and have conversations with her because as much as I'm all compassionate and empathetic and I still got to say sometimes like, hold on, let me wheel it back around. Let's make sure we still on the same page. Let me make sure your dream is still my dream. Let me make sure we still moving the same way because another thing that happens is people fucking visions and dreams and shit change.
Man, change
See,
is
that's what I wanted you to say because I didn't want to jump out there and say that, and I'm glad you kind of believe you at the first minute or two you kind of went with that and you made the statement of a woman's perspective.
Absolutely.
But the painting that you used to have in the house, I don't know where it is. I love this painting. It was of a man and a woman, and they were like building each other.
No, I still have
Oh, you
it.
still have it?
No, it broke. You talking about
Oh,
the
yeah.
the man and the woman. Y'all, they used to, if y'all been to flea market, y'all know y'all seen that goddamn stand where they have all the black art.
Yeah.
So
it's
this
like it was a
particular
painting, yeah, I
this
never seen
particular painting was the man and the woman, and like the man was on one side and he was chiseling, and the
They,
woman
like,
was on
building
the
each
other
other.
side and she was chiseling, and they were working on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that painting fell off the wall and cracked because clearly
But it was
it ain't never happened. But
it was one stone
but
that
it
they
was
were on.
one. It was a world. They were building each other together.
Yeah, and they were building each other. It wasn't
Yeah.
complete. They hadn't completed each
Yeah.
other yet, but
Yeah.
they were working towards it, and they had a vision.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
vision had to be aligned.
That's very true.
And like
Yeah,
you
the
said,
vision has
too,
to be aligned.
like you said, sometimes people's visions change.
Yeah.
They really do.
That's why they were on that one block. So
Because
I
I
don't know
never
how,
would have thought
it got to be solid. The foundation has to be solid.
Absolutely.
that part. I never would have thought that I would, years ago, because I was there. I was there and I was like, yo, where I was when I went out of state, I'm like, yo, and then I'm like, but I'm also looking at other things like, okay, this happened and this happened. So, I mean, I guess that's a solid way of.
Yeah, I don't really think it's a. I don't think it's a woman only. Oh, it's like I don't think it's that. I think it should be. You should be coming from both. I mean, man, we're born with like, weren't we like when we're? I think when we were born, we are like split. Like we had both genes,
Yeah.
and then we
Uh-huh.
became
Came one.
yeah.
One
So
or the
we
other.
have feminine and masculine.
Yeah.
So you have to, and I don't know, like you gotta you gotta be from both. You gotta look at from both sides and like really take it in. I feel like,
Yeah.
and yeah, have a strong foundation. Know what you want, and
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I would honestly put a timeline, and if you're getting frustrated,
that'll help.
irritated,
Timeline.
like give a timeline. Yeah, that's why I said the vision board,
Oh,
because
that's something I did want to say. Yeah, vision board. Oh, we do that every year.
every year we do a vision board as a family, and
Yeah.
everybody has to contribute
your
to,
goals
like, yeah.
and know
Because
what you want.
if
And
you don't reach it, who can you be mad at?
you can't be mad at nobody
But
yourself.
you.
Yeah.
So if you have a vision with somebody else and that vision is not coming into fruition because you feel like that person is not putting enough time, energy, money, whatever into that vision
Yeah.
or into the goal, and y'all could have had the vision from the jump, like I said, but it's still up to you. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you, and it's up to you to either kick that person off the ship or keep sailing with them.
What you gonna
Because
do?
sometimes people, and this is real, like sometimes unhealed people will be putting holes in your ship. and not actually work. You thinking y'all building the ship together, but and the person might be like, I just said they smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. I know, but they could really be putting some holes in that ship because the person.
And I think if it's something that you're passionate about and it's just a goal that you set, every day you should be doing something towards that goal, and that's you have to reach it eventually. If you're doing something every day, even if it's a small step, 15 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, an hour, 2 hours, you got to be moving towards it. And I think that helps with self-preservation too. When you when you get little, like, oh yeah, we were talking about earlier with having like little accomplishments done every day, you're towards your goal. That feels good. Like, if sometimes I want to cook, like, so yesterday I was like, I want to cook. And that was my goal. That was my daily goal. But it wasn't like a long-term goal, but it was like a daily goal, short goal. So, and when I cooked at the end, I did it and I felt good. Like, it was
because you accomplished something.
And I think like stuff like that when you have goals, small goals, big
Every
goals.
minute you spend not moving towards your goal, you're moving away from it.
Oh my God, I like that too. Put it down.
Every minute that you're not working towards your mission, you working against your mission.
Yeah.
You feel me? And as far as like self-preservation wise, mine came with controlling my emotions as a man. The downfall of a lot of men is their emotions. You gotta control your smiles and your cries. You gotta protect your buttons because the world is out depressing. And if you let people dictate who you are, you just Pinocchio with strings. You feel me? Your emotions can control you. They can cloud your judgment. And I see a lot of people, a lot of dudes every day making permanent decisions based off temporary emotions. Put that shit away as men, as people, period. When it comes to decision making, your emotional side and your rational side are working against each other sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You have to move, and especially as men, because we're the more dangerous of the species physically. So, not controlling your emotions can lead to detriment to not only yourself, but the ones around you.
Yeah. Controlling your emotions is a really big one. You can control it out, and we were talking about earlier. We were talking about controlling your emotions, not only like anger emotions, but sadness.
Yeah.
When you're happy, you can control when you're sad, when you're happy. It's like a mental thing. It starts in the mental. And when it comes to being, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when it comes to like an angry, like, it's like you said earlier about the criticism. um I think you should take a step back before you respond. I feel like you should take a step back before you respond emotionally. Like, in any situation, before you respond at all, don't react. Respond. Is that what I want to say?
Okay, you know what? I get that because if you are reacting, you're reacting out of emotion.
Out of
But responding,
you
that's
taking
why.
the time to sit back,
Yeah.
think about it, and think about what's better for you. What are you gonna look back and regret, or are you gonna look back and
And that's why I've learned to like really. That's what allowed me to respect people's like talking. Like when you're in a deep conversation and somebody is saying things that you really don't like. One of the reasons I've like been okay with like now, okay, let me just go ahead and listen to everything they say because it gives me that time
to respond.
So once you say that, because it ain't even really because I'm respecting what they saying. It's because I'm like, let me let me take a couple breathers so I can put my gloves on.
That's why I think it's not it's a good thing to respond how you respond sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you take your time, and it's not like a harsh way. I think you respond in a good way.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I'm not passive. passive. I don't think
Yeah, I said some
yeah,
people
yeah.
might take you. I said
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
might.
Oh
I
yeah.
never said you weren't.
Oh
I
okay.
said some people might take you.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can take me as passive. And some, I listen. Yeah, some people can.
Yeah, to all my young people out there, especially my young boys, preservation sometimes look like not following the crowd. It's been
Mm.
so many times growing up in life that the crowd was going one way and something just ain't sit with me. Like I didn't want to do it, but sometimes it comes down to do I want to go against the crowd and not look cool, or do I want to do my own thing? And 9 times out of 10, every time I did my own thing, it was to the benefit of my self-preservation. The
Mm.
crowd oftentimes has a crowd mentality, and the crowd is built up a lot of times of followers instead of leaders.
Yeah.
So don't follow the wrong crowd. That's another part of it. So know who you are, determine who you want to be, and put in place a path to get there. And that path usually includes people that's already there or people that's on their way there. Don't want wanting to be cool is an emotion.
That is.
You feel me? It's not. You can't spend it. You can't save it. You can't do none of that. It's a feeling. Control your feelings. When I feel the coolest when I wake up, look in the mirror before I go get these coins. That's when I feel cool. And so control yourself, know your lane, and don't let people take you off your square by using your emotions, especially as men, because as the more physical of the species, our emotions can land us in a whole lot of places that we don't want to be. Waking up having hurt a whole lot of people that we didn't want to hurt. I know a lot of dudes that then woke up in jail with serious charges because they feelings was hurt. They feelings was hurt. These dudes might not never come home because of feelings. Listen, man, control your emotions.
Yeah.
That's self-preservation. You feel me? Like, don't follow the crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd might go off a cliff. Like, just don't do that. You feel me? And surround yourself with like-minded people because it makes it easier to stay on your path. Because it's hard to do shit alone. It's hard to do it alone. You feel me? So find the right people. You feel me? Know who you are and know who you want to be. And a lot of times with me, I work on controlling my intentions and purifying my intentions. Always meaning well. You feel me? Because not everybody believes this, but your actions are judged by what your intentions were. So if you purify your intentions, it makes it easier to stay on the right path. And ever since doing this, it made it easier for me to never tell a lie again. Because I don't have to lie because my intentions are good. So I don't have to lie at all. I don't tiptoe, none of that. I stomp through life because my intentions are good. That's it, and that's all. And it is a way for me to preserve myself because I don't have to deal with a lot of. Because believe it or not, being dishonest with yourself and others makes it harder for you. It does not make things easier because you're gonna have to double down and do it again 10 minutes later.
Dang.
Makes it harder for yourself by doing this. People don't believe they think shortcuts are shortcuts, but be true to who you are, be true to the words you speak, purify your intentions, and a lot of the pitfalls that come in life, you just automatically avoid because you're not even in that lane. You feel me? So that's a lot to do with like preservation. And for me personally, this is a personal one. I had to tuck my cape away. Not everybody deserve Batman. Some phone calls, I mean, it ain't the bat signal. I'm sorry. Like, and that's coming from a place where I've had phone calls, showed up to chicks' houses with their boyfriend just beat them up. Boyfriend don't know me from a can of paint. Yo, I'm coming to pick up your girl, yo.
You don't feel guilty about it.
Y'all in here fighting. That's my people's. That's
Yeah, that's a part of
you
it.
feel me? That could have got me smoked. Cause listen, my door wouldn't have went like that, but I don't hit women. So, but that I had to learn that not everybody deserves that treatment just because you're a woman that I know.
Yeah.
Feel me?
If
Because
that's you.
that's not really fair to the ones that do deserve it. That's why I don't tell everybody I love them. That's why I don't call everybody my brothers, because it's not fair to the people that really fit that description.
Hmm.
You feel me? I don't give it out lightly. You feel me? So that was part of my preservation story, not jumping out the window for everybody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You feel me?
And you don't. And I feel like you shouldn't feel guilty about it.
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I watch cartoons and all kinds of shit. Like
That's
I
cool.
just don't.
No
Right.
matter if that's your like if it's part of your morals and part of your preservation, like you shouldn't put yourself out there too
Yeah.
much and yeah, and that's not you. Yeah.
Yeah, that people pleasing.
Yeah, people pleasing.
Fact.
People
Don't
pleasing
people please. Yeah,
is
it's a real
like
thing.
a knife
Like
to the
term is like
What do you mean?
people pleasing.
yes, man.
You hate the term?
Just the term.
No, because it's a tossing around or whatever. Like I've
Mm.
heard it mentioned like, oh, what is this? You know, what this is your daughter
Uh,
kind of like inherited that same feature from you or whatever. Like
um,
really?
mhm.
Yeah, and learn from
Yeah.
your mistakes, and not
Yeah.
only your mistakes, because that's what they there for. We're going to make them.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
got to learn from 'em. You cannot keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. And not only that, learn from the people's mistakes around you. We are blessed with the internet where people post their mistakes daily,
Mhm.
by the minute they post it. And I'm looking like, oh, won't do that one.
Mhm.
Don't say that. Like, learn from other people's shit. Sorry, like, that's what it's there for. Life is about learning from the time you here to the time you're not.
Yeah.
You feel me? They don't think that you too big to learn. Don't think you got it all figured out, because we don't.
Yeah.
Things change. We don't know everything. And it's just closed minded to think that you do.
And
Yeah.
I think the people that think that they don't or don't learn from other people's experiences, they're gonna have to go through it themselves to
Right.
figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
But
And
some people it don't click.
and some people, but unfortunately, some people, because I've heard people say like, "Let me see for myself." Like that was your story. That don't mean it's gonna be mine. That's what happened to you. That don't mean it's gonna be me too.
Yeah, they thought they were special.
Like whole time, no, you in the back of the police car too with the cuffs on. No, everybody goes to jail. Told you, like no, but really, yeah, yeah. Nothing comes easy. Everything is hard work, and even on ourselves. So, what is something? Because I wanted to go around the table. And I want everybody to say what is something that you're doing that is helping you to have self-preservation. I know you have a plate. I was thinking about earlier, like, because I was thinking to myself. Of course, I was thinking about myself, and I was like, yo, this plate is heavy. This plate I'm carrying is heavy, and I'm tired. I'm tired of carrying it. But God, I don't want to put it down because I'm grateful for the plate. But can I put me on this plate somewhere? Like, can I do something for me? Can I add me to the plate? So this weekend, I'm giving myself a weekend off, and that is what I'm doing to preserve myself, my mental, my emotional. I'm not puppy obsessions. I love my puppies, but I will not be answering no messages. I'm not answering no puppy emergencies, like puppy obsessions for the first time, and I don't know when it's closed for Saturday and Sunday. I'm not even. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be editing. Okay, I will be editing, but I will not be promoting, doing all of that. Like I'm not. I'm giving myself some grace, and that is what I'm doing for myself right now, as far as adding myself to the plate that I'm carrying to give myself some self preservation. What is it that you doing, Jolly? You on my face. That's
No,
why I'm calling you first. That's why I be hitting.
Oh, so what I do is I do a couple things. Like if I know I like because everybody here doing that. I know I don't do it.
Wait a minute.
So I got my appointment every Thursday, like clockwork. I don't do that for nobody but me. Now it's been from my upbringing, but I exclusively do that for myself. Go over East Baltimore every try to be every week or whatever for the most part. I can say say the time. I don't want people pulling up on me. I don't want no problems. But I go to East Baltimore once a week, every week. Unless it's another reason, like I gotta go to our business meetings and stuff like that. But I do that. I take about an hour and a half or so to myself and for myself. And then any other chance I squeeze in on the PS5 because that for me is a all right, you had a long day, stuff was crazy, whatever. Spend all this money on headset. You got the TV like locked all the way in.
Okay.
And that's just a small tidbit of just like what I do. But definitely I make my appointment every week. Go over East Baltimore.
And that's good because I'm learning like I can't just wait until my plate is falling over and I feel like I'm too weak to hold it to add myself to say okay now it's time for me.
Yeah.
So giving myself a regimen and saying okay once a week I'm going to do this or that I'm definitely working on that.
Every
So I
week,
love that.
nobody knows me. And sometimes, some weeks, I might even run into you not over there. Just every week, with the help of the Most High, if I ain't doing nothing, right, see, I don't know why you crazy.
Yeah, that's
If I ain't doing nothing else, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that every week. I'm doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what you doing, Jay?
Um, this is the late night show. All right. It's not the late. Right. All right. But, I do a lot of reflection, and by me, I live alone for the most part, so I spend a lot of time alone. You feel me? In the crib, whether I'm driving or whatever. So I get a lot of time to reflect. And um, besides like binge watching,
That's what's giving you all this wisdom.
shit, it might be for real, for real. But
Mhm.
besides like binge watching, I'm a big documentary person. Um, I got my indulgences. Like I will sit there and watch 2 hours, 3 hours of Love and Hip Hop.
Mm.
The most ratchet, unhealthy. You
Mhm.
feel me? But it's entertainment for me.
It's a good dose.
You feel me?
Good dose.
I don't need to go outside to see it. I can pull it up right on my phone. So I create a balance. You feel me? So and I spend a lot of time doing things that I just want to do in life. I don't. You feel me? I don't put too much on my plate, whereas though it hinders what I have to do to maintain the plate.
Okay.
You feel me? Um, a lot of times I know a lot of people they think I need to do more to maintain. You feel me?
Yeah.
But the opposite is always have to put out less.
Mm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
'Cause that's the same as getting more,
Yeah.
having to put out less.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
Cause you maintain it.
you maintain it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like so, but like I said, a lot of times it's
Preserve.
facts. It's the balance that I create. You feel
Okay.
me? Um, going on drives, like watching certain documentaries. I love to learn. Like I'll be sitting there watching Thomas Sowell or which I forgot the dude name, the astrophysicist. But a lot of times I just be sitting and listening to people that's a lot smarter than I am, and that's what is my form of self maintenance and relaxation and things that I do for me. You feel me? That I
Okay.
can speak of on this platform.
Oh, that you can speak on. Okay, Saturday might be a little time out.
Yeah, after Saturday, you're gonna get a whole different guy than me. Yeah.
Okay, butter style.
One thing I am doing to preserve my things I love. One of my passions is the cello. So I have been I just started this actually playing every day. That's a is what is it called again? My
What?
I just
That's your voice. That's your
Attachment.
yeah. That's her yeah, safe place.
yes, that's
Yeah.
my thing. So like
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing, and it's preserving my passion, something I'm passionate about, music. So, working doing that every day is that's helping me.
Everybody needs to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Your shows, you got that, the
real.
cello, stuff like that. That's why, once again, this is all like
Yeah.
because I remember.
Yeah.
But and then I had my Call of Duty. So
Oh yeah, and the Call of Duty. Okay.
yeah, you know,
See the game, like that's how I respected the game. I think I told y'all, like I did
Yeah,
a
they
whole,
get a bad rap.
I built a whole game room for my wife because I understand like you need an escape. You need, like, I can be in here all day long and be at peace. And the minute I step outside of here, I'm like, so I get that, and that's why I created that space for her. So I believe everybody needs to have a space and a place that they can just be okay with being themselves in 1 billion%. A hobby is important. I mean, I'm implementing walking back into my regimen. I mean, that scared the hospital also is kind of what's pushing that. But that's going to be preserving my life. You know what I mean? So getting healthy, right. So that's definitely an ingredient to preserving me, honestly. So
I'll get out here and walk, man.
like real spell. Like I was like, wait, walking is gonna help me. They like, yeah, walking is like the key ingredient.
Something I always did in life.
I was like, what?
Not always by choice, but I've always been a walk.
A new busser, trainer, and so she made a statement today when I was like, well, why weren't you at this spot? And she was like, Mom, do you know walking is a distance? Everything is the distance is different. I said, baby. I walked a lot. I walked with kids. Like walking was good for me. Like I didn't even see it as a bad thing
Right.
because I enjoy walking. So because I got, of course, a car and then I got older and I have kids and it's just like walking kind of went out the window. But once just today even walking, I was like, damn, this feels good. Like it gives you the time to breathe. It gives you the time to also heal and to be alone. I mean, if you want to walk with somebody, that's cool, but that alone time is important. Alone time is a key ingredient to self preservation. And I want to say that to people in relationships mostly, and the kids, because kids, we give your mama and your daddy a moment, okay? Let them breathe a little bit. You feel me? But your baby here. I'm not talking smack. And she the baby. But give your parents a moment to breathe. And wives, give your husbands a moment to breathe. Husbands, give your wife. I don't even think I gotta say husbands give your wife a moment to breathe because husbands be ready to like let me escape. They be the ones trying to escape. We be the ones that be trying to be all up on somebody. But we all need time to breathe and allow it to be done in a way where they don't have to feel bad about doing it. Like you shouldn't feel bad about going to play your game. You shouldn't feel bad if you want to sit and binge on Love and Hip Hop. You shouldn't feel bad if you want to go and play the cello because you got somebody that wants you to spend time with them. Understand that time for you is super important, just as important as time with somebody else if you have somebody else in your life. But that time that you spend with you is now that's what he did. Now I can feel him when he say, "I'm gonna choose me every time." That's when choosing you is important because a lot of times people will try to make you feel bad for wanting to have time to yourself, to wanting to have some time to recoup, rejuvenate. Like, nah. And then people in relationships. One more thing, because this ain't about relationships, but it is. Time apart is therapeutic. Me, okay, me.
I've had whole relationships where the best part of it was when I was locked up.
damn.
That was even more. Like the best conversations we had was in that 15 minutes. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, sure. Like, let him smell like Victoria's Secrets. Sure, I came home, none of that shit was going on. Like,
Yeah. What? And also, and I see my baby is watching right now. Everybody definitely say a prayer for my wife because she is having a little health issue right now.
I give her a
Next week.
Yeah, she will be back next week. Everybody
So tune in next week.
tell her put the hot sauce down. Okay.
Gotcha.
For next week.
Yeah, so it's so crazy that he just now said the best relationships are when he
One of
blocked one of them because last week we talked about Remy Ma and Papoose, right? So I had tried to sprinkle in there dating relationships, dating inmates, and I saw the show
Don't do it.
after lockup. Wait, what it was called? Love after lockup.
Right.
And I was like, oh no, we definitely doing this topic because I have so much to say. I've never dated an inmate. No, I was married to an inmate for 30 days. He got 30 days in jail. I said, nigga, if they give you, if you do more than 30, okay, that's it.
Wow.
That's it. I ain't gonna
Mine,
be
like,
able to do
listen,
it.
while I'm still fighting, I ain't get no time. I'm just going to court. We gonna still do that. I get some time. Yo, go ahead, do you, yeah?
Yeah. So I really want to have this conversation about dating inmates because honestly, y'all, I just seen another story. That's why it's like no, we gotta do it. Another story where a man was locked up. Y'all probably seen this. He was locked up. His girl in Philly. She like he gave her the money to like get a business or whatever. She got a big business. She got famous off social media, and he came home and she wasn't really feeling him, and he went in the barber shop while she was getting her son haircut and killed her in front of the son. Like, yeah.
You doing a video on it?
I'm doing a fatal attraction party on that.
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
That was a
because
good one.
I was like, wait. And then he walked out the barbershop. Like,
Yeah.
this is a secret. Oh,
It's something to
That,
do with
I
that.
ain't been watching people get stabbed and killed in jail the whole
yeah,
time.
like,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, so he was
It's
yeah,
like
nah.
dating
Don't
inmates.
be a product of your environment. That could have been that's a good one.
What
Don't
is
be a
it?
product of your
Don't be a
environment.
product of your
Is that
environment.
stuff for yeah.
That is.
Been down for a long time.
I'm researching it because the picture. I mean, like I'm researching it now because that just blew my head. Right now, all I'm seeing is her. Like all of the money she had, the stuff she was doing, and the trip she was taking. She was over here.
Don't be outside living your best life. I'm in
Yeah, and then it's like a recording of him. Like it's a recording where he was telling her like no, like I'm believe people when they said it. You believe it? Like he was telling her, like, nah, you done took that money and you did what you wanted to do with it, and like they were going back and forth over the phone, and she was on some like, no, I ain't gonna talk about this girl rest her soul, but like it was just bad.
So she
So
took his money, did what she wanted.
but he gave it to her to put up. I mean,
To put up
So
keyword.
he gave it to her.
You got all the
Okay.
details of the
it's
story.
that's what yeah. It's like different people in their circle are saying different things. Like they're saying he gave it to her to put up till he came home and like use just on the lawyers, and then another one is saying like he gave it to her to invest because he knew that she had a business and he knew like she was going to be good. Like the money would go to the business and it would just grow the business. So he felt like by the time he come home, the money will be
It's
bigger.
part of the RRR. He's respecting the return on that. That's
Yeah, that's basically what yeah. So because he didn't and they were married. So when she came home and she with another nigga. Oh, she was with another nigga when he came home.
Damn.
Yeah. It's just so bad. We have any attraction Fridays for that one.
got any
But
questions? Then
but no, so the question from
Oh, she answered your Paige answered your question. She said if you're a good one, that doesn't even need to be said when you ask about
how do you
how
know if
you.
you're good? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what she said.
how do you know if you're
Well, you know what I said about it. You can't tell me that you're a good woman. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, it has to come. Like, what are you looking for? Like,
Yeah,
because everything, everybody's.
I
It's
feel
not.
like
It's not the
everybody
same.
should feel like they are good at
Right.
anything. Like you should feel like you're a good man.
Yeah.
You should feel like you're a good man. You're a good woman. Like and what, Jolly? Cut it right now. Cut it right now. You know you're a good man.
It's down, not up.
But yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. When you get to the water cooler, talk about it. You know what I mean? And think about what you might want to hear us talk about. You heard? Like what you might need help with, what you might need a different perspective on. You feel me? That's what we here for. We here to be a community. The whole house. You feel me?
Okay, some of these questions kind of lead into a whole nother, like deal breakers for what are the deal breakers for us? Like stuff like that are kind of like deal breakers in relationships. Like
in relationships?
yeah, what are deal breakers? And that's
Putting the ketchup in the refrigerator. I gotta sit there and be smacking it.
and even if two parties aren't, I mean, even if one party has checked out, does that mean that the relationship is really over, or is it possible for you to get them to check back in?
It's over. I feel like it's over because, like, if
You want somebody
somebody,
checking
yeah,
out?
'cause if a person checking, like,
Let me call Beyonka on the late night. I'm gonna take
right, I just feel like, it's like, well, I'm just saying, I just feel like, and again, only speaking from a guy's perspective, like, once a nigga check, like I said earlier in the time in the show or whatever, once a guy checks out,
yeah, that's it.
yo, he checked out. Now he can remember. Most men should respond and act off of that mental as opposed to that emotion. So if he's a real guy, he can probably total everything else alone, but he's mentally checked out. And
Okay.
yeah,
Now I totally disagree. If you're doing something that made me check out and you stop doing it and go in the other direction, I'm going to check back in. That was the problem. If there's a problem and you fix it, because promoting the fact that once a person, because relationships go up and down like a man, there's levels to it. You're not always going to wake up in love with the person. You feel me? You're not going to always go to sleep stupid in love with the person. It goes up and down. You feel me? If the person is doing something that made you want to check out and you they somehow 180 and come back in the the direction that you wanted them to go in the whole time, why shouldn't you check? What would stop you from checking back in? If you were checked in the first place, and this one action or couple actions made you check out, if a person can change in 180, you should be able to check
so
back
you
in.
feel like every relationship you've been in from going into the door, a woman has been 100% what you needed and what you wanted. You're telling me right now that there are not things that you dealt with in hopes that they get better, and when you didn't see them getting better, you checked out. You're saying going in the door, everything was 100% perfect with that woman that you wanted.
I'm saying that there is never any case where there's 100% perfection. That's never.
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
back to the
That's
the
never the
image of
case.
the two the couple building each other. You have to, you know,
Right.
But
So, but you're
mold
saying
them.
that somebody stopped doing something, but what if they never did it to begin with?
then
Because don't we take
I was checked in.
Yeah,
You feel me? To check out, you have to be checked in.
Yeah.
on, but in a relationship, because I'm just trying to understand your point of view, because you're saying these things, but in a relationship, obviously there's gonna be you ain't waking up every day like, oh, this is freaking awesome. I can't, and you just want some Super Mario shit. Saying
But
that.
if somebody is
Right.
cooking in the beginning, like if you meet somebody,
not cooking.
I'm saying
oh, they don't cook
if
at all.
they're doing something like what
But
you
if they
said,
don't cook at
that for
all, then
example,
yeah.
if they don't cook and you say, all
Then
right,
how did you check in the first place?
what do you mean? Because so then okay, so then you're saying that that's you can't say they stopped doing something because I checked in, but then say nobody is 100% perfect. Because if you go into any relationship, there are some things that you're going to learn about people that you are going to sit there and say to yourself, obviously you didn't know this, and okay, I see this. It's not that
Okay,
big,
you're saying
but
checking out because of something else. You're saying like if a person checks out because of lack of them doing things that you expected them to do, but they were never doing to begin with.
yeah, because of that, and that's why I said that
Maybe you
because
should.
you're checking out.
Yeah, but that's different than what
How did
he's
you check
saying.
in?
Because he's saying he's checked in off of what he like what he has. Like what he has, he checked all the way in. No, it may not be 100% perfect, but what they're giving is good enough for him.
Right.
But if they're not giving, if they've stopped giving even what is good enough for him, then it's a problem. Now I'm checking out because damn, like you weren't perfect and that's okay. But now you're not even giving me what you was giving me to begin with. Like so now I'm not getting nothing. Now I'm checking out. But what you're saying is if the person can't fill his cup up in the beginning. And you know, like, oh, they still got a cup though. The cup is cool, but they can't fill it. But eventually they should be able to because you're supposed to pour into this relationship. So if a year later that cup is still empty, okay,
Technically,
because
once
I'm
you
really just
checked
looking,
in,
yeah, but
going in the door, you're checked
that's
in.
fine, but you're checked in a different way than how he's
Yeah, I'm
checked
saying,
in.
yeah, I think
What he's saying is completely different than what you're saying. You're checked in off the basis of
I'm
coming with a cup.
Yeah.
Okay, he checking in on the basis of it's a
Look at my
cup,
cup.
and I
I
look
like
in
what's in
there.
it.
Yeah, okay, I
Now
like
I'm
that.
checked in.
It ain't all what I want, but I like what's in there. But now every time he turn around, the cup is getting poured out and
Yeah.
poured out, and it's less and less and less. Like, wait a minute.
Right.
No, but you were already cool with the cup. And now that she ain't ever pour into the cup, now you got a problem because you like, okay, wait a minute. Like I was checked in because I knew the cup was there. But you ain't never poured nothing into this cup, so now I'm checked out. But if she start pouring into that cup, then you can check back in.
Facts.
Because now it's like, okay, wait a minute. I was about to check out.
I personally plead the fifth, but
No, I'm just
someone
saying,
else.
man. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying,
the
man.
guys. Yeah, y'all guys do that.
Yeah, I'm
Y'all, yeah,
saying,
y'all
yeah.
check back in. Yeah.
So, I'm saying because even for women, like for us, like if I check out, like I'm checking out because I have literally not only given you the cup, I've helped you. Let me get you some water. You need me to unscrew it. Let me help you unscrew it. You need help pouring it. Let me help you pour it. And then the hand is still pushing the bottle down and you don't want to pour into the cup at all. Now I'm checking out. See, for women, it take a lot for us to check out because we absolutely. It take a lot for us to check out. A lot of reasons, especially if we're a woman that has a child by somebody.
Yes.
Like we are emotionally connected to this person, and then we also have a child. So we're thinking like, well, dang, I don't want my child to be without their father. So the cup
Why does
empty.
y'all gotta be without the father?
I'm not trying to go. Why does Jenny want to do that?
It's
I'm
not
trying to be fair and say y'all gotta be without the father.
That's how it goes. This is how it
Jay,
goes.
Jay,
But why is that?
can you ask your homeboy? Is that's the only way we'll get the answer to that. Because honestly, real spill Holyfield, the child is
That's
without
not
the
just in that
father.
situation.
No,
There's plenty of situations
but
where
we
people
were talking,
break
but you
up.
were talking to me, so I was answering for
What's next week show about?
That's actually a great idea. I would love to sit down and do that interview.
Yes, please, as if. Nigga still ain't man enough. He wasn't man enough for me. Okay, anyway, but next week we are talking about dating inmates. And I am so excited about this conversation because, listen, there's a lot of y'all out here dating inmates with hopes and aspirations and feeling inspired by somebody that you may have seen that it worked with.
I got a
Listen,
bridge I can sell you.
really,
It's
we
like giving your fucking social security and your debit card numbers to known scammers.
real.
Gives you like, I mean, it's hard to hold somebody down when they're
But
going in. But I be seeing women out here. I met so and so on
yes,
I'm on inmate.com. If you don't
and
cut
People
up,
get married in the jail cell. Like
but we gotta have no
I've seen it.
expectation.
I've seen it.
Get married
All
in
right,
the
I'm
jail.
gonna say it next
Listen,
week.
yeah, okay, but we're gonna go in. So make sure you guys are tuned in next week. I hope that we gave you guys some good ingredients to self-preservation. Be self-aware. Be unapologetic about taking the time for you. Um, be aware of what your mate, if you're in a relationship with, needs as well as what your needs are, and be okay with them taking time for them. Don't be so selfish all the time. Be selfless, but don't allow that selflessness to interfere with your self preservation. Next week, we will be live in the Playhouse. Good night, everybody.
appreciate y'all. Share, like, subscribe, talk about,
Share, like,
tag it on walls.
and ask more questions.
Facts,
Hit
tune
the
in.
inbox, DM me.
Yeah, brother
Please,
J,
kid.
spelled wrong, but yeah, he's still me. You heard?
Yeah, okay. And guess what?
Did it?
Oh, you press out? You can press out on that?
Yeah, but I don't know. Did you?
it,
Is
it
it?
stopped.
It did.
Oh, y'all did that.
You said it did.
Oh, hold on.
You said it did.
Hold on, let me go.
I'm telling you it did, and then we up here.
No, it is.
Oh, that's
On YouTube, it stopped.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.